Hello, Achieve Virtual Education Academy teachers. Welcome to a wonderful, glorious weekly update. I'll make this one pretty brief. I know a lot of you are either currently on fall break or are gearing up for fall break, or you still have another week and a half to go. But obviously, as it's winding down to that first quarter of the school year getting finished, which is hard to believe, you've got a lot going on. So this one it's a little bit shorter, so bear with me. Happy fall break. Again, if you're not yet, I apologize. But if you're a Wayne teacher, which most of us are, not all of us, but most of us are Wayne teachers, we do begin our fall break starting next Monday, so after 4:30 p.m. I said today, but I am releasing this a day early to give you plenty of time to check out the weekly update. I know that last Friday before heading out is going to be very tumultuous and crazy as you try to get everything wrapped up and hit the road, especially after 2 late nights of fall break. I also figured on Thursday night you could check out the update and really give it some time. Others of you, I understand you might be wrapping up your fall break. You've got another week to go, maybe in some cases, and then others, again, you're still a week and a half away. Keep in mind, some of our students around the state, those part-timers, they are not on fall break. They do fall into that category. I know Madison Grant, one of our biggest partners, I think they've got about 80 enrollments right now. They don't start, their fall break is still just the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or it might even just be the Thursday, Friday, about a week and a half from now. So keep that in mind. Not everyone is on the same calendar. So as you're working with your kids, don't just assume everyone's on a fall break or on the same fall break. So keep that in mind as you work with your kids. Second first week payout, I have submitted that to everyone that I have on my roster. Now, I have missed people before and it's come up later and we get it resolved, but I don't want to miss people. I would like to send this Friday morning to the business office to ensure you get paid next Friday. I think that's when it comes out. At least the Wayne teachers, any part-time teachers, you get a check written to you, and that can be cut at any time. But the Wayne teachers, you will get paid in your general paycheck. So if I can get it in this Friday morning, I believe you should be able to receive it by next Friday. So please, 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 if you have not received a verification email from me, double check with me. And if you have, make sure you respond by letting me know if it checks out or not. If not, we can look into it. Please do so quickly. And again, by this Friday, I would like to send, and I'm planning on doing that. If there's some changes, I may have Monday to fix some of those. But again, I'm not in the office all next week, and the payroll, they run that Wednesday, and I'm out of the office Wednesday. So if, by this Friday, it would be great to have those completed. I've heard back from most of you. I just haven't heard back from everyone yet. 10 weeks left. We do have, despite the breaks, students have a full 10 weeks to continue working and completing their courses. So please keep pushing them to help them get finished. Encourage them the best that you can and follow up with their parents if you're having trouble. I've got a list of about 35 names of teachers, of students who are kind of missing or haven't started and they can't get a hold of. And so we're working through those. A lot of those we've already started the missing letter process on, or we've withdrawn them altogether, especially if they're over 18 and they're not really doing much. For those, we're pretty much withdrawing. But if they're under 18, you do have to jump through a lot of hoops just to either withdraw them or encourage them to get working again. And so it feels like you've got some teeth, but when you actually start doing the process, there's not a whole lot you can do other than we've got a student that may become a dropout for us, which is unfortunate. All schools deal with it, but just keep that in mind as you're dealing with under 18. Keep contacting, keep bothering them to see, I hate using that terminology, but that's essentially what it becomes, so we can do our best to push them and help them potentially get motivated to finish. But again, 10 weeks left. By the time we get back, that's 2 weeks. We're down to about 8 weeks left in the semester, which is crazy. And a lot of that 8 weeks will be enveloped with state testing. We've got the AccuPlacer in November, and then the ECAs come up in December. It's learning. Have you finished the training? If you recall, September's professional development was you were assigned the training course. As we kind of modified what we were doing, we're giving you through October. So we're about a week and a half into October. By the time we get back from fall break, at least Wayne teachers, we're 3 weeks out of October, and we've got a week to go. And then we're into November, and that first week in November, that first Thursday is our first online webinar. Michelle will be referencing It's Learning for sure, kind of give an update of where we are with that, and hopefully potentially we can get a little deeper into some of the tips, tricks, and whatnot in there, and then kind of go from there. Again, all this kind of is dependent upon It's Learning and how they're helping us get content out of My Big Campus, and so far it's not been nearly as quick as they kind of advertised back in the spring, and we're muddling through that, and we're getting there. But even this November PD could look a little different than we had initially. It's certainly looking than we initially planned over the summer. But even back when Michelle and I met in August to kind of revise our plan based on the timeline changes, it could look a little different from that. But currently the plan is to build off of what you've done in the It's Learning training course. We got to begin making sure our teachers are aware of how it operates and how to best use the functionalities within it to create and modify content. That way we have good answers when other schools next semester or next school year, when they start asking questions or have issues, that we can all help address those in an efficient manner. As a reminder, because our district is recognizing the fall break, generally for the MSD of Wayne Township, it's a 2-week fall break, but the office staff and administrators do work the first week of the 2-week breaks, unless they take vacation days. So I am doing that this coming week. So the first week, my secretary will be in. She'll be in Monday through Friday. Generally, they are released a little bit early on Friday, so don't expect a full day. Not that you would be calling on a Friday, but just in case. She is not available to proctor final exams. She's the only one here. She's working on transcripts, answering phone calls, and those kinds of things, because people around the state who maybe aren't in school, they don't know what a fall break is right now, and so we'll continue to get calls in our office and that kind of thing. So anyways, I will be here the Monday and Tuesday. And then starting the Wednesday, I am in town Wednesday, but I will not be in the office. That's when I begin my vacation, and then my family and I leave that evening. We're going out of state for our trip. I will have my laptop, I will have my phone, so I will be responding. I may not be as efficient as I normally am. If hopefully you think I'm efficient, but I will not be quite as efficient at responding, but I will respond, especially if it's an issue. If it's something that can be managed when I return, I may leave it alone until we get back. But if it's something you really need to hear a response from me on, I will respond. Same with parents, students, those kinds of things. Again, they don't recognize that there is a fall break, so we'll keep getting those. I'll respond to those so people aren't waiting 2 weeks, week and a half to get a response, and go from there. Again, sometimes what these are is a Madison Grant counselor emailing me and say, hey, we haven't heard from this teacher, yada, yada, yada. So please, if you haven't, you need to advertise your modified availability, and be sure your students are aware of it. And please don't spend the full 2 weeks, if you're a Wayne teacher or any teacher, away from your kids. 2 weeks is a long period to go without any kind of feedback or grading from them. I understand if you're not doing an online webinar, but at least be available, or be able to respond to them at some points during the break. Again, I understand a little bit and having a vacation, but a full 2 weeks is a little bit much for those who don't get a full 2 weeks and are still expecting to be learning over that time. Enjoy your time. Kind of piggybacking off of how I just finished. If you're lucky enough, we don't all get 2 weeks. If you're lucky enough, enjoy what you can out of it, especially with your family, hopefully friends, and kind of get some much needed rest, getting to sleep in, those kinds of things. As we get back, we do hit that holiday home stretch, so we get back, and at the end of that first week, it's Halloween. Then you get into November where you've got Thanksgiving, and if you're a Wayne teacher this year, we get Wednesday off. So the week of Thanksgiving, instead of a 3-day work week, is now a 2-day work week. And then you end the semester in December with obviously the winter break tailing off at the end, and in there you've got a bunch of tests going on. So generally up to fall break is kind of a long stretch, getting back into the swing of things and getting students into routine, you getting into a routine. But you get back from fall break and all of a sudden it gets crazy with all the little breaks, and you find out, wow, there's not really that many days. So yeah, there's 8 weeks when we get back, but it's not a full 8 weeks just because of all the things that are going on. So be sure to get your Halloween costume over the break, and get your Halloween candy while it's on sale. And I hope to see you refreshed and back and better than ever when we get back from our fall break. I hope you enjoy your time off, much deserved time off, and I will see you guys back in November.